On the count of three, we all clap at once. Okay.
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. One more time. If someone's off.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay. Look, watch our hands. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Hey, there you go.
There we go. All right.
What fool?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Top of the Bottom podcast. Today is going to be a different type of episode that we're recording. As you see, it's a three-person episode. Here we got my brother back. He's back for his third episode.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. What we're doing is, instead of breaking down stories or giving our opinions on certain things, we're going to have more of a panel discussion, a particular topic that we'll discuss in different aspects, different ways, different perspectives throughout the whole episode. And today's topic is going to be a topic that I find very important.
Very important.
Very, very important. Well, I don't think they do. They're already laughing. They're like, look at this.
Important to
I find it important.
the culture. It's to the culture.
It's for the culture. We're doing this for the culture, and we're talking about the male loneliness epidemic. Now, I've actually wanted to talk about this. They're already thinking a certain thing. I've wanted to talk about this topic for a long time because I've thought, I've had these type of conversations with my brother and with Jay off camera, but I felt like some of our perspectives should be brought to the podcast because I think they're different and they're important, and I do think this is a very important important thing because it kind of is affecting our world right now, like our world, not the world that they're seeing, but the world outside of it.
Oh,
like a lot of these mass shooters.
The white people world, not the third world countries.
Yeah. In the U.S., it's a particular problem in the U.S.
What's real important?
Because most mass shooters are like incels, or they struggle to find a girlfriend, like that guy. What's his name? Was his name Elliot Gold or something?
Oh yeah.
I don't keep track with him. It's too hard now.
No, but he was the one who made the whole video because he thought it was important.
He's like the son of that one director, right?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, that's like that
Was
CEO or
2013 shooting or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the car where he's like, "'Cause you girls don't some."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I remember.
That's one that I didn't understand.
Oh, no, that was definitely like some type of incel loser. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be the topic. I want to ask, I guess the first question I'll ask you guys is, what do you think overall? Like, before we get very specific, overall, Jay, I'll go to you first.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the male loneliness epidemic? Is it a real thing? Are people just, pussyfooting around? Or, like, are guys just not... Is there a certain problem you think that exists? Why this is a thing? Do you think it's real?
Why guys are incels?
Yeah, why they're incels, why they struggle in the dating world.
Well, honestly, I don't know. I think people just have like personal issues where they kind of put themselves in that position sometimes, of being self-proclaimed, just lonely and stuff. It's just because they put themselves in that position. I don't know. They feel like they resonate with it, I guess.
So you think it's more of like being a part of a community of people?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And they all just kind of feed off of each other, and then once you catch a little glimpse, it's like, let me see what this is about, and then they get stuck.
Mm.
And I think that's how it is.
What about you, Matt? Do you think this is the male loneliness epidemic is a real thing, or it's just made up by people who want to be victims?
I kind of say it's a little bit of both. Mostly, I would say it's a group of young men who are basically antisocial. They got no skills. They don't got no riz, as the kids say these days. They don't know how to function properly in society, and so they find another group of people who are just like them, and then they become slightly radicalized. So instead of really looking at yourself, self-reflecting, you'd be like, well, it's not me. Who else could it be? Ah, yes. Then it goes darker. It's like, all right, it's women's fault. It's black people's fault. It's the gays. And it just keeps snowballing.
Mm.
But I would say it's mostly an individual problem. They don't know how to properly channel it, and it's not just also them particularly. It's the school system. The school system's flawed. It doesn't really help today with social ability. A lot of parents these days are working 2 jobs. They're not at home with kids. There's a big number of fatherless households. Like, it's just so many factors that goes into one male that is just growing up, he's hitting puberty. He's at a strange time in his life. He's got no dad, or he has a dad, but they're both working jobs. He's getting bullied. It's hard to fit in at school. The teachers are mean. They don't have no funding. Teachers are underpaid. They're cranky. So many factors. And then they see Andrew Tate. Then they see Nick Fuentes. Then they see Kanye West. And it speaks to them of like, this guy understands me. But these guys already are made men already. So it's kind of hard for them to relate to these losers when Andrew Tate and all them, they're made men. So their perspective of how they see things now is different than how these guys are idolizing them. But yeah, I believe it's real. It's somewhat of an issue right now because there is a lot of antisocial people, especially at work. At work, when I used to see a lot of bums and losers at the bar with no social skills. Just it's funny when we say, oh, they're losers and they're bums, but it is something that they don't really have, how to socialize well. And that's coming from me. I don't know how to socialize with people well, but I don't complain about it. I just stay at home and drink.
I think
So drink and do drugs, kids.
that's gonna be the overall message of today's episode.
Drink and do drugs.
Drink and do drugs.
Drink and do drugs. That's it'll prevent mass shootings. You can't do a mass shooting if you're drunk.
You're more likely to.
I've never heard of one of the mass shooters ever being drunk while they're doing it.
The only
Yeah.
the only drugs they were doing is Prozac and ADHD medication. Yeah, a little bit of weed and some LSD never hurt anyone.
Oh, well, they never hurt any of the mass shooters. I'll tell you that. It certainly hurt a lot of people, but it didn't hurt the people taking it. But no, yeah, I think that the male loneliness epidemic is a real issue, and I think it's a real problem because even though in this day and age in the society that we live in today, it's easy to cast aside men and how much they contribute to society because we have women working doing the same thing. Women can have the same type of opportunities to learn and do the same jobs, but men still operate in some of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Men still do some of the most hard labor type of jobs in the world, and there's not really an interest coming from women. I mean, I'm sure that in the future, if there's ever a slight decrease of men applying to these jobs, there'll be like the STEM programs. So they have STEM programs for girls. I'm sure they'll do the same thing for like fishing, building concrete and stuff like that. But for now, men still hold a very important role in society as far as the economy, as far as the job market, as far as getting the GDP. All these men work in jobs and they produce things. So if there are men who are disturbed and there are men who are lonely and they don't know how to express themselves, how to remove themselves from the situations they find themselves in, like their loneliness, I think it's a real problem. It's going to really affect society. It's affecting us now because a lot of people are being killed. But if men become less productive, that means we have a less productive economy, a less productive society, and overall everybody's going to be less safe because our disturbed men are more likely to hurt people. And they don't just hurt women, they hurt other men, they hurt children.
Right.
There's
see other men as threats.
Yeah, there's no how would you say, there's no discriminating when it comes to disturbed men. They will just hurt anybody. They hurt their own families, they hurt their own kids, their own women. It does not matter. They do not discriminate when it comes to who they hurt in their own pain. So I do think that this is a real problem. And I guess the next question I can ask you guys is, and I'll start with you first, do you think there's a way to fix it?
Yes. I'm only thinking of all the wrong answers, though.
Well, this is an experiment. You can go around it,
Sometimes the wrong answer might be the right answer.
Some people have said castration might work.
Castration. That's intense. Right to it.
Well, I do look at a lot of the fringe and the far left type of feminists and stuff, and I see crazy shit like that. But a serious solution to that problem, honestly, I would say it just has to mostly do with the social structure, mostly with school. It has to be better programs for children, where they could learn to socialize better, start young, and then especially as they're getting to teenagers, so that's such a really
Right. How to be
harsh.
able to control your emotions and stuff.
Yeah, and they try. You see more programs like therapy and stuff like that to try to destigmatize things.
Yeah, they do have a lot of stuff where you can go and like talk to your counselor.
Yeah,
They'd ask you if you're feeling some type of way or any way.
yeah, and I think that's only like a small little step to it. I feel there should be more on how to actually talk to someone. Simple things on how to save money, a bank account, write a check, more things than just test scores and things to
Right.
build social community.
And things to help you,
Yeah.
like, what is it to assimilate into society
Exactly.
easier as soon as
That's
you
what
graduate.
that's what I'm looking for. Like I know they have like classes and like that for like immigrants to teach them stuff. Maybe we should start thinking for even our own American citizens there should be some type of mandatory class for our children to properly assimilate into society, even though they could be like, oh well, they are American. Well, what about just as people? Like
Yeah.
that's what you're kind of seeing, a disconnect with other kids, and then there's always problems at home. Every single house is always going to have problems, whether it be two parents working or a one parent household, or they're raised by their grandmother or something. So it's at home, and then it's at school. And if you're
Right.
too busy in this world and in this state in particular, it's hard to make a living wage and hard to put food in the family. You really trust the state to take care of your kids. So you would think the state would put more effort into trying to help these children, properly be sociable. Because a lot of school shooters, I kind of see it. I'm kind of empathetic towards the shooters. I always see it from their eyes.
Yeah.
It always seems like the parents failed them, whether it would be ignorance or just straight up neglect, or it'd be the school and the system that failed them.
Yeah, because there's always what is it, well, you kind of see it that it's the same sort of group of kids
Mm-hmm.
who end up causing these sort of situations, which is like the loner kids who really don't talk to anybody, who just kind of are attracted to other kids who are the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, they feed off of each other, same energy back and forth, kind of builds up into all this, which turns into like hate at some point.
And it's mostly men because men are mostly biologically more aggressive. Men are more into things than they are people.
Yeah.
Biologically speaking, females are more into people, into being sociable. They're mostly nurses. They're mostly those type of fields, healthcare.
It's also with like social norms too, right? How guys are, like, again, it's like the usual stuff. Guys are supposed to be able to be more emotionally, should be able to control themselves a lot better, emotionally, physically, mentally, to be able to handle more than women, because we're the stronger guys, which is obviously biologically true, but when it comes to stuff like that, we're still susceptible to any sort of change, that happens like that. I think so.
And there's nothing more terrifying than a man with nothing to lose, that has nothing.
Exactly.
A man always needs at least something to focus on, whether it be some young teenage boys want to be a husband, or they have a family, that's their goal.
Yeah.
Some want to just be powerful CEO or something. So it just they need something to direct their attention to, that something they could do with their hands, something to keep them busy. A lot of them don't really know that. And then it goes into the next thing, social media and all these ridiculous trends, this goodness and that's going on in there. It just kind of has this false identity of what you should be doing, and then these young men who are already lonely and disenfranchised see shit like this and then think, oh, I can never attain that.
And you see how easy it is to get access to social media nowadays.
Yeah.
You see kids as young as like 10 with like Instagram accounts,
Mm-hmm.
and the things that go on Instagram is just crazy amount of stuff. I mean, I've sent you a couple things, you've seen a couple things where it's just not the place to be, or for kids to watch. And there's a lot of countries out there that are actually taking that into consideration and are actually banning social media from like a certain age. Say you're under 16, you can't have any sort of social media.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all like it's all governed by the state itself. They're managing all that, and I feel like it's a positive way, because nowadays, again, social media is way too easy to access. You have the internet at the tip of your hands. Any device you can get your hands on can well, almost any device can go on the internet and you have access to all this other shit, you know. So it just becomes way too easy for kids to, you know, get see all this stuff and then just become accustomed to all that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they're young, they're very malleable and they just tend to absorb all these things that get put into them. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
they'll go out there. If they see like repetition within social media, they'll tend to believe what that is. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think the countries that are doing that are doing pretty good. I think I forgot what country exactly it was. Might be like Australia.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
Australia.
Australia,
Yeah,
right?
it's Australia.
It was Australia, and then you see other countries like China.
Oh, yeah,
China are
they're strict. Yeah.
Yeah, they're super strict. So they're taking programs as like they're making programs for young kids. You know, starting at like the age of 5 when you enter pre-K or kinder, where they would have you do more social things with classes themselves instead of having focus on something on your own and stuff. So it's more like a social community that goes on there,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I mean, does a lot of good for the kids for sure.
So I guess the question I would ask you is the one I asked him because he gave a few solutions. What do you think? Is there a way to solve this?
Honestly, by solve, you can't
And it,
completely get rid of it.
yeah.
Obviously, that's not a possibility for sure. But I think again, what these countries are doing, keeping a close eye on all these things that are going out, because again, it's these giant corporations that are providing this sort of information to kids. So you would want the state itself that can actually do something about it, to be able to try and do something about it. Manage all these things that go on. But I think obviously it can't be solved, but you can take measures to try and redirect the direction of which all this is going to.
Mhm.
But I mean, a lot of people get mad about shit like that. Social media being banned, 16-year-olds can't do that. Teenagers very emotional and shit. Distressed about the tiniest stuff ever. So it just kind of goes both ways. But I think they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I would say, um, I was inspired to have this type of panel discussion between all of us because I was listening to a podcast recently, and it was one guy talking with two women. This is a podcast that I've suggested to you before that I think this show's kind of inspired by. It's called Higher Learning. It's
Oh yeah.
it's Van from TMZ has a new podcast. Then Rachel from the first Black Bachelorette, and they had a woman on, one of the women from Fox Sports. They had her on, and the conversation of the male loneliness epidemic just came out of nowhere, and he was trying to get these type of questions out to them, and they didn't really understand where he was coming from. They didn't take it seriously. They kind of thought of it as a joke. And I thought, that's probably the first issue is that he's trying to ask about how to solve men's problems with women, right? And
Yeah.
this is not a problem with women because women aren't doing this, so women won't understand what is bothering men right now. So I
Right.
think one of the main ways to fix it is to have more men talk about it, like have more men be involved in trying to actively solve the problem itself, because obviously I'm sure that's what experts are doing. I'm sure most experts are men, right? And I'm sure they're giving this input, but I think outside of data, outside of studies, trying to think psychologically about people, we have to have more men be able to talk at a human level for people, because like you mentioned earlier, Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes and other folks like that will manipulate those folks' minds, and there's no response to it. There's kind of like this, well, I understand how you feel. So
It's kind of like how we bomb all those Muslim countries. It creates a vacuum. The next thing you know, you get terrorists.
yeah, there's no response. There's no there's like, it's just kind of happening, and it's happening, and you're looking at it from a way that's like, why are they leaning in one direction, and how do they get to that point? Well, there's somebody there to like embrace them, right?
Yeah, right.
To say, well, the way you feel is okay, and in fact, you should always feel that way and be angry about it.
Yeah, and then you give they start to give one-sided examples of why things should be this way. Right?
In broad generalizations,
Exactly.
like
It's not that simple.
especially Andrew Tate gives the most broad generalizations about life, right? Like he'll say, he'll give easy solutions. He's like a snake oil salesman. Like, this cure all your cancer, cures all this. All you have to do is listen to me, right? But he's worse than the snake oil salesman because he's got a subscription service. When you buy from the snake oil salesman, you buy it once and you realize it doesn't work, So he's worse, and he's charging like $400 a month for.
What the fuck? Oh, for that dumb academy thing.
Yeah, Hustlers University. Well, now because they realized he was a scam. Now it's like a Champions League or something.
Get that Bugatti.
Yeah. So if you look at a lot of his past, he had a manual on how to run your own cam girl websites and like pimp them out, and he was so like dismissive of the men who were giving him the money. He's like, if they give you the money, they deserve to be scammed.
I mean, he's kind of truth there. I mean, it's if you're stupid enough to do it, then that's kind of like what saying is.
I understand that part, but he's going back, and now he's scamming those men again by pretending he cares about them. That's what I think is really messed up. This is another conversation that I think another podcaster that I like listening to, David Packman, but he often poses it because these guys, obviously Nick Fuentes is a political commentator, but he absorbs that incel, that male loneliness epidemic audience, and Andrew Tate presents himself as a solution to it. So I do feel like they're a little different. But Andrew Tate has a right wing tinge to him, and obviously Nick Fuentes is a right winger. David Packman often presents the problem as the left not having a response to that to get that type of audience as well. Right. But I don't think. I mean, you guys can chime in. I don't think that that's a possibility because I don't think that the left has that type of. There's no response. You can't have a left winger who's an incel. Like if the response to something that's being absorbed and creating more of the problem, you can't have a left wing version of that. It's just going to be just as bad. Right. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Is like having a response to it. I think the best way to look at it is having somebody who's countering it, because he often brings up left wing alpha males, as he calls it. He goes, I don't use that term, but in their terms, these men would be alpha males. Like he was like Barack Obama. He's super accomplished, very rich. He speaks with authority. He's mentioned other left wingers that I think right wingers would call alpha, but because they're left wing, they say, they're sissies. Yeah. But I think looking at it that way, I mean, that's a good way to think about having a role model, someone to aspire to be, right? To think like, to be like. But that's for little kids. I think when you're talking to grown men who imagine there's a segment in the Male Loneliness Epidemic incels that are our age. How do you talk to them? How do you approach them? It's not going to be like, well, look up to Barack Obama.
I'd be like, you're lost cause. Just end it now.
See, and it's like that. It's like, I'm thinking about talking to adults. I think he's thinking about talking to kids, like who watch Nick Fuentes or who watch Andrew Tate because they think it's funny and it's on TikTok. And I guess that's one good way. There's a guy who has a podcast, I forget his name, but he's kind of left wing, and they say, he's like the left wing Joe Rogan, because he has like these big celebrities on. He's just silly with them, but he has a left wing tinge to him. Maybe kids will respond to that, but I'm thinking about the grown men, because the grown men are going to be the ones that hurt people. Yeah. And I think that the one way to respond to that is not by having your own version of it, but by presenting them with somebody who has the answers, right? Like imagine somebody who comes back and is like exactly like they knew they were like Nick Fuentes is them. You present somebody who was like them and got out of it. Right. Like that's what I think. I don't know what you guys think. If you think, well, having a left wing Nick Fuentes is going to be just as good, because at least if they're left wing, they're not gonna get it. They don't believe in buying a gun and shooting people.
I mean, things can switch up at any moment, right?
That's true.
I think it'll be just as worse, because you're already seeing there's a lot of those trans type of people that are just like shooting. So you got like all these feminists and people that are going up killing. Look at the guy that killed Charlie Kirk. Like you got people like that. You got people that show up to Nick Fuentes' house trying to kill him, and he ended up killing 3 people later before he was shot by police. So you can't really fight fire with fire. It's either gonna be people trying to be alpha, sigma, those names and incels, and they're gonna end up doing what they do. Or people that are gonna be shouting Nazis die and fascists and all these trannies and other people. So it's like
Yeah, there's like no
yeah,
neutral area, you know.
you can't win it. It's just hard. I think there is no real solution. Just ideas to try to mitigate it. But you can't pop up and say like, here's this person to counter it, because there are people already like that. There's Hassan, there's Destiny, there's big streamers and other people like that, and then there's the older ones like what's his name, Cenk.
Oh, Cenk Uygur.
Yeah, and then those other older ones. So there's a whole spectrum of them.
Cedar, yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole spectrum of them, and it's only creating people that are like this side, just the opposite. And then you're only going to see this political violence because it's different. You're only going to see this type of violence because it's right wing. Mostly media is like left wing. It's just various things. If you look, there's violence on both sides. You see it's done in this, it's done in here. It's just there's really no real fix to it, because there's not going to be people that are going to just sit down and like watch long formatted discussions like Bill Maher. He sits down in his weekly show. He's an old-fashioned liberal. You're not going to be people are not going to be reading books no more of actual PhD authors and whatnot. They're just going to be looking at fun, quick, witty, clickbait type of little Hassans and Nicks and Gypsy Crusaders and Destiny.
A lot of like the Jubilees.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff where you rate stuff, or just
All
kind of
middle
discuss
ground,
stuff.
yeah, that's surrounded, yeah.
Exactly.
We're kind of stuck now in this new era, and it's only going to get worse because of AI and technology growth. So there's really nothing to do with that. The only thing you could do is just, like I said, about trying to make some type of change with social programs. That's basically where it starts, because if you could help them structure their way into society, like what he was saying, assimilate, and have them find something to do with their life, how to socialize, then they already kind of have somewhat of a moral compass. They could kind of tell, I know what's factual, I know what is not factual, I know what is truthful, I know what is my opinion and how I feel. And then they're not going to be so fringe. They can still have some crazy beliefs like I do, but they're not going to go out and act on them, because they now know how to act socially, but keep their crazy beliefs to themselves, or talk about it but not act on weird shit,
Yeah.
So it's those, I think, still I really believe those type of social programs will help kind of it's almost like controlling your emotions, like anger management therapy stuff. It's like that type of, not saying they need that, it's just saying that whole purpose of anger management is to control your emotions, redirect, stop, analyze, think. If we can have social programs that help them integrate better into society as they're becoming young adults, they're not going to be as violent.
Yeah, just the focus on like critical thinking,
Yeah,
just take every word for what it is.
They may have
Honestly.
still violent thoughts, but they're not going to act on them, because they now know what is right and what is wrong. And then they'll have more of an ambitious goal, saying, if I hate this in the world, I'm going to go out and be the change. And then they become the next insert shill here.
Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. You said anger management, and we were talking about left wing, right wing comparisons, and I just thought of something. The left wing does have their own Kanye West.
Who would that be?
Charlie Sheen.
What?
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
I heard about Charlie
Is
Sheen.
he going
in a
off on Twitter?
while.
Well, no, I mean, that's what I mean, because like, he was like the first one, because he is a left winger. He posted a lot about how much he hates Trump, but for a while, he was going off the rails, drinking Tiger Blood and winning,
Yeah.
by winning. Or he goes, I'm not bipolar, I'm by winning,
Yeah.
And then he had a show of anger management, and I thought about, I was like, if we're doing comparisons, because you said a lot of people, the Nick Fuentes and Hassan being the same is a discussion that I've seen on the internet, and it's gotten a lot of people angry, because they say, well, how they're comparing Hassan's extreme beliefs to Nick Fuentes, and they're like, well, he isn't really that extreme. His most extreme belief is the Palestinian genocide, and they're taking that and saying, oh, it's him and Nick, they're both terrorists. And so I've heard that discussion before, but I do think it's a pretty close representation because, Hassan said America deserved 9/11. That's pretty extreme. And Nick Fuentes, we all know he's very extreme. But since I was thinking of extremes, it's like, well, Kanye West is an extreme right winger. Who would be the less extreme extreme left winger? I think I think Charlie Sheen is probably that one because he's.
I mean, that's kind of weird to choose Charlie Sheen. I mean, there's other people like Robert De Niro.
Oh, but he's not crazy.
Like
they can't be taken seriously. Like no one takes Kanye West seriously.
Oh, it doesn't take them seriously.
Yeah, because like Kanye's just kind of a joke. He releases this music. No one really cares anymore. The last good album people were waiting for was Donda 2. This last one they put out, I don't even know what it's called with Hail Hitler. World War III. I don't even know what that one's called. I don't even know. All I know is because of the memes. So I feel like if Charlie Sheen gives a political view, it's kind of like, oh, it's Charlie Sheen. And when Kanye West says something, they go, it's Kanye West.
Yeah, it's because people know they have issues.
Yeah, they have issues.
And that's what really controls their views.
They've ruined their reputations already.
Have a beer, that's the solution.
You were talking about Scott Galloway.
Was Dr. Phil a good solution?
No, he was a scam artist and a grifter.
Well, I want to know why. Ranch, to the ranch.
Oh, his ranch, where he abused kids.
Damn.
Yeah,
didn't he lose his license years ago?
Well, he didn't lose. He just stopped practicing.
Yeah, there you go.
So he can become a star.
He perfected it.
And that he's like, why would I really want to help people when I can just start
them?
Start a television series and exploit them.
Maybe that's what this show should become. With little by little, will become kind of like a trash TV.
We bring it back. Bring back trash reality.
Yeah, we could.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I know some hookers and some drug addicts who just bring them on here and just be like, "What do you want to say?"
We have those stories that's like, this man got a hooker pregnant. He's getting the baby tested to see if that's his. He's like, that's not my baby. That's not. She's a hooker. She sleeps with many men. The audience.
We'll just be right here in the back with that going.
Trying to keep a straight face, like Jerry Springer.
And she was my mama's right here. She could tell you.
She's also pregnant, and it's also yours.
Turn the camera, and she's pointing to the wall, and we're like, "What is your mother saying right now?"
Or she's like, my mom's right here. She pulls out the urn. No.
Dude.
Or like I said to Jay, like the mom, she's like, my mom is here. She's also pregnant, and it's also yours. No, it's
We have our own soundboard.
Real trash.
We go.
Yeah, like all those shows like Jerry Springer and the Steve Wilkos shows.
Oh yeah,
that was actually pretty good.
Oh, those are great. Dude, especially every time you fling up every episode. What the fuck are you doing?
He said he doesn't do that. Someone told him recently, I don't know where, a live stream or a question or something. I missed the old Steve when he would throw chairs. He goes, I never threw a chair. What do you mean?
That's so funny because I came up on a video compilation of just him throwing chairs. And it's like an hour-long video. So it's a lot of videos of him throwing chairs.
Damn. He had some crazy episodes. He had a lot of pedophile stuff on there. A lot of pedophiles.
Yeah, a lot of weird shit like that. And they had a lot of strippers on there.
I don't remember that.
No?
I knew he had...
Oh no, that
Jerry Springer.
Yeah,
Jerry Springer, but they had another Spanish version of it that was exactly like Jerry Springer. It was just a Spanish guy. It was in Spanish.
Because I know Jerry Springer felt more like
circus.
Yeah, more carny. Felt like it was just all over the place. Two gay guys or whatever, and still Steve Wilkos felt more serious. He had people that had deep sexual trauma. Pedophiles.
You're right.
It was kind of dark, but it was also interesting because a lot of times he would really confront them and be like, "You're a fucking piece of shit." And I think you could look it up. He actually threatened
confrontational. Yeah,
he's like, "I'm gonna kill you right now if I wasn't on this show."
And they said, "Oh, if we weren't here," he goes up to her face, "Do something. Well, I am here."
Yeah, and
crazy.
It was just different. It was darker.
Yeah, if you think about it, he paid them to be there too. So he basically paid.
That is true.
So
he went off on them though.
I was like, he paid a pedophile for public humiliation. Is basically what he did, and then they just gave him the money, patting him back, and they're back into society.
He's just like, thanks for the content, bro.
That's basically what he said. Then shook his hand and just sent him off on his way. I've become so jaded about these shows. It's like, At least Jerry Springer was honest. You know, he never tried to be a good person.
Yeah.
Didn't he say like, "I'm going to hell. I'll see you in hell"?
No, he was.
He did.
He was on Dish Nation, and they were interviewing him, and he goes, "Please pray for me. Pray for my soul. I don't want to go to hell. I burn easy." He goes, and I pray to God that you never have to end up on my show.
That's crazy. I burn easy.
Yeah, he goes, "Please pray for my soul. I want to go to heaven. I don't want to go to hell. I burn easy."
He's fun. He's fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was wasn't he the governor of the mayor of Cincinnati? He won the mayorship.
Didn't he
I
get caught with
didn't
a hooker? Or something?
Yeah, a prostitute as the mayor of Cincinnati.
Oh man, he was like one of the first degenerates. An actual platform.
The OG.
Right
Yeah,
next to that Canada guy. Right? No.
Oh.
Throw it out. And he's like,
I'll stab.
yeah, that's it. I'll stab him. He's what was he smoking?
Crack.
Crack.
Yeah, the crack mayor. That's what they call him, the crack mayor. Yeah, he was. Remember Jimmy Kimmel had him on? He goes, "Can I dab you, Mr. Mayor?" And he took out a tissue.
Yeah, that's
he was
right.
sweating.
Yeah.
He dabbed him up. And he took out a little tissue, starts dabbing his forehead.
I showed it to one of my friends.
You know, his brother's now the mayor of that city.
Oh,
Oh, he's the MP. Yeah, he's the MP, the premier of Ontario.
I showed one of my friends that like a clip of him or whatever because she's Canadian. She's in Canada, and she's like, "We don't claim him. We hate him over here in Canada." I'm like, "Well, we find him hilarious over here. The man's a legend." Shout out to Lena.
You remember he died?
He died. Oh, he
Yeah, he died. That's why I remember Jimmy Kimmel was like, he made a whole like episode dedicated to him. Like, you know, we really liked him. We appreciate that he came on and talked about his problems.
I don't remember that.
I guess, you know, this episode's dedicated to Rob Ford.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I guess to grab
R.I.P. Rob Ford.
R.I.P. Rob Ford, true alpha male. True alpha male. You know, he would have made us all proud.
I would do that, but there is no God.
Back
Who
to
knows, really?
back to on the topic. I have another question to ask you guys.
Ask it.
Why do you think most all of these mass shooters are white?
What do you think most of these? Oh, one reason could be that they feel so pressured with all the racism stuff. Well, no. It's just pressure from society, you know, that being white is not that right anymore and stuff, you know. It's just, I don't know. That's one of the things that I can think of.
Do you think more "It's Okay to Be White" parade would solve this?
Hell yeah.
In a way, I mean, it's not bad to say it's okay to be white. Right?
No,
Stay on our
it's
land,
okay,
join our
but-
clan.
well, that's pretty
But when
wrong.
you force your whiteness on others,
I like that. You know, look, it's okay to be white. Just don't force it down my throat.
don't force it on me, man.
You know, just don't force your whiteness on me,
I'll
man.
respect it, but keep it to you.
Be white in your own home, in the privacy of your own
Privacy of your own home.
Be
But
white.
out here in society, assimilate.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have to be like the rest of us and hate the government.
I don't know. What do you think?
I got two answers.
Okay, shoot.
Damn.
One, white people are the majority. So
60%.
yeah, so if you're gonna look at a pool of who's most likely to commit a crime in that specific scenario, well, there's more white people in there. The second, maybe anecdotal or whatever, but mostly minorities are in bad neighborhoods. Therefore, they are more susceptible to crime or are exposed to violence and crime. So they have more of a, I guess you could say, a thick skin, thick shell, you know, exposed to it. So they're not going to go and do some. And mostly these white shooters, they seem like they're either middle class or a little bit richer. They don't know how to process when they are told no. And then it seems like they lash out compared to, you know, a black guy or a Mexican kid that just has to survive going down the liquor store to buy formula.
That too.
So-
And also the difference is if you're one of those minorities, you get your ass beat by your parents.
Yeah, oh, that's right. We need to bring
Your
back-
ass
We
beat.
need to bring back ass whooping. That's the one thing. White people don't hit their kids. If you
Don't.
beat your kids, you can save a life.
Your kids will call CPS on you. They'll threaten that shit. Why kids have fucking balls to stand up to their parents like that? I was afraid of my mom, dude.
That's a great. That was a set that George Lopez did. Do you remember? He goes, "I'm in the supermarket and I hear these little white kids talking back to their parents, and the parents freak out. The kid goes, Mom, I hate you. The mom white mom crying.
Yeah.
If I told my grandma, hey grandma, I hate you. You know what she told me? I hated you first.
Yeah, no, my parents bully me, you know. Like when you're basically in like a Latino household, your parents are your your first bullies, not on purpose or anything, because they'll come up with like names or anything, names that have to do off of like your physical qualities or features that you have and all that. They'll be your first bullies, and they can be straight up, the people you grow around can be
I
straight up.
I remember if I would tell my mom some, I remember her telling me, you know, I could have aborted you, but I didn't, so you should be thankful.
But to my mom some shit, she'll grab the nearest thing closest to her and she'll whack me with it. Yeah, so that's the thing. White kids don't face much of that sort of consequence. They don't, because I mean, little Timmy can call his mama's bitch and she'll laugh at her. I'll be like, "Don't say that, little Timmy. Those
little
bad words."
little Eric
And
and
he'll go, "Shut up,
Erica.
bitch. Go give me a sandwich."
I saw something like that. Recently I forgot where I was. I was doing something. I was looking for like a gift on Christmas, and there was this white family, and there was this little white boy. And she was like, "Oh, I was at Walmart." And the mother was like, "Well, pick something." He's like, "I don't want to pick nothing." She goes, "Pick something, but make sure it's under $10." She goes, "Let's just go." She goes, "Pick something." He's like, "Let's just go. Let's hurry up." I'm like, the fuck? That's a lot of attitude from a little white boy. Like,
She's like begging you to pick something.
yeah, and he's like, "No, I want." They don't. What do you say? They don't have. No, everything I want is above $10.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and I'm like, really? Like he just pick anything. Like I was glad to just, I don't know, get a picture of like a Pop-Tart or something. Like, yeah, you know those things you used to cut out back in the day.
Oh yeah,
With the
yeah,
pop,
yeah.
like I was happy to get those and collect them. Like,
Yeah, I was happy with those little gums that you just kind of like put the little tattoo on you.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I see
yeah,
those.
yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
It's like, and it's that type of attitude where it's like, maybe if you hit him once in a while, because like then he's gonna be like, "Oh, why don't you want to fuck me?" And the girl's gonna tell him no in high school. He's gonna be mad. He's gonna be like, "No girl wants to fuck me." He's gonna get more mad, and he's gonna go to daddy's locker. He's not gonna have it locked. He's gonna get
He's not
it.
gonna-
Ammo's gonna be right next to the box. He's gonna load it up. He's got plates and magazines and a vest.
Oh my god.
Now he's walking.
Yeah.
He's walking down to school because both parents are off to work and there's no one watching him.
That's right.
And now he's just walking with 2 ARs,
They get a lot of freedom, man.
21 mags, and it's just going
Right to the school, man.
going to town.
Yeah, that's scary, man. It's scary also, like places like Florida where you don't even need a license anymore
Oh, that's right.
to carry. It's not even
You
concealed
could even be
carry.
a criminal and carry. What do they
You
call it, the
can-
criminal carry law?
Yeah, what the fuck? Have you seen videos of people walking down the street, the avenue, with a bazooka on his back?
Oh, I seen a guy doing an experiment like that.
Yeah.
Like, will I get stopped by police?
And that's scary because then it makes you wonder, like, with everything that's going on, who might just turn up on you?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta keep it back on. That's why everybody has one, right? At that point.
So that's what I think. It's that. It's the kind of entitlement. It's the regions, the demographic. They're not supposed to it. Haven't been told no. And they haven't got their ass beat.
And it's all from like that. You can't say it's the lower class either. It's these kids who have, again, some sort of entitlement. Spoiled kids who kind of get whatever they want, get it their way, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like that's a very astute point that you made, because when you are poor, you are kind of taught the value of things.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You are told no often by your parents, not just because like, one, if you misbehave, like you said, you get beaten, or you get punished in some form. Two, sometimes your parents, if they do a good enough job, they will teach you why they have to tell you no, because we don't have money, right? Like,
Yeah.
you just learn to scrounge, you learn to be smart, and you learn to balance these things out. Whereas, like you said, if you're a little more comfortable in your finances, your parents don't always tell you no. And if they tell you no and you cry hard enough, they give it to you.
They fold.
They fold. So that is a very strong point. But I think another thing is parents who tell their kids that they're special.
Yeah, make them feel that don't really prepare them to for those times where, because they tell them, oh, you're the best, you're good at this, you're smart, you're really smart, and they just don't prepare them for those moments where where they don't know everything. They're not the smartest kid. They're not the best kid, and those things just kind of impacts them pretty harshly.
Well, I don't know about telling kids that they're not that special, but that's a harsh reality check to give a kid. But I think what I'm
Nah, tell them you're a disappointment.
well, that'll center them real well.
No, it will.
That for sure.
Yeah.
What we're talking about. That'll lead them straight there. Now we have two ways that we can think of entitlement and actual bullying that bad.
Hell yeah.
I think what I'm figuring is when you tell a kid that they're so great and that they're so special and that they should get handed everything, they forget that other people want things too, right? They forget that like if these guys get rejected by girls, they forget the part that the girl has to like him too.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the part they forget. They forget these girls are also human beings as well. Like when I was a little kid, like when I was 5.
They are.
I think there's an imposter among us. Among us, sus. I think.
Dude, you're almost 30. You can't be saying shit like
hey,
that.
that's an old meme now. It's almost as old as I am. When I was a kid, when I was like 5, I used to kind of think that the world revolved around me, and I didn't realize other people felt their own feelings. Right? I didn't realize that they thought their own thoughts. I kind of thought everything was centered around me until I started realizing, as I got older, people are different. They have their own opinions, their own beliefs. So if they never grow out of that phase where everything is meant for them, everything comes to them, everything is for them, then the first time another human being tells them no, they can't accept it. They don't get it. So I think the moment you start teaching your kids, hey, you're going to get told no a lot, especially in relationships. People aren't always going to want to be your friend. People aren't always going to like you, and that's okay. They don't have to like you. One of my favorite quotes from the rapper Lecrae that he's always said is, "If you live for their acceptance, you die from their rejection."
Yeah, that's a great quote.
And I've lived that quote for years. Ever since I heard it, I was like, that's a great quote. So you have to teach your kids, hey, being accepted by others is not the most important thing in the world. Being rejected by others is not the worst thing in the world. And you will find your people, and your people will find you. Those people who accept you for who you are are going to be the ones that stick around forever, unless, you're a terrible person and you probably pushed them away. But that's a you problem. That's another. You have to teach your kids self-awareness.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
kids might be stupid. Like maybe your kid will be stupid, but you can always teach them how to figure out why people don't like them.
Yeah, and you got to teach them that how to be comfortable with themselves. Because of all that stuff, again, people won't like you all the time.
I live my life like 50 Cent and Donald Trump. Pettiness. And just wait until I get some power. Oh.
Well, I mean, we just talked about Jerry Springer saying he was acknowledging he wasn't going to heaven recently. So did Trump, and he was like, "They tell me I'm not going to heaven. They say I'm not heaven bound. I haven't done enough yet. I'm not good enough for heaven. It's a real disappointment. I don't think I'm going to heaven. So I don't know if that's the guy you want to model yourself after."
He saw that Epstein list, and he remembered, oh shit, I did that.
He knows he was so bad enough. He's like, yeah, I'm not getting there. They tell me I'm not getting to heaven. I wonder who's telling him.
Not all great men go to heaven.
No, great. Yeah.
That's tough. Being great on earth, but not being great enough to get to heaven.
Yep.
Your legacy stops on earth.
Sometimes the only thing that's left of your legacy is just statues and books.
Statues and books, or in Trump's case, casinos, steaks, magazines, and football stadiums.
Hell yeah.
What
a hell of a life.
Trump steak and wine and
Trump
horses and
Trump towers,
airlines and cell towers and all this other shit.
When that man dies, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna bawl my eyes.
Damn, I believe that.
You're gonna be like Entertainers. I wasn't crying. I was thinking of my children.
I was just thinking of the savior on earth.
I was thinking of his legacy.
There's the other times they say men do cry.
I was sweating from my eyes. That's how hard I was.
Sweating from your internal body is sweating and it just has to leak out just a little bit.
Yeah.
The president makes me sweat from my eyes, and the president's wife makes me sweat from my.
Yeah, that's that incel mindset right there.
I mean, Well, I wouldn't. No, I don't know.
I guess
Whatever I could shill from, I'll accept it. I'm gonna start my own podcast and just go into that and be like, "This is who you need to blame. It's not you. You're doing everything right.
you're
It's
gonna
the
coddle them.
Yes, I'm gonna be like, it's the women. Women these days, they're bitches and they don't know what to do. And I'm gonna have like my thing to donate. I'm gonna have my Patreon, my Venmo, my Cash App.
Your Rumble account, your Kick account.
Rumble
Yes.
and everything.
Yeah, your Give Send Go.
So what?
Your Give Send Go. It's like the right wing conservative version of GoFundMe.
Give single.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that.
Yeah. Oh well, that's why, because it's like super underground. Like you can the craziest people go on there, like with the most racist. Like someone got fired from their job. This woman, she's a white woman. She got fired from her job for calling a little boy with a little black kid with autism. She called him the N word with the hard R. And she got fired from her job, and she started Give Send Go, and they gave her like her audience gave her $300,000.
I don't know if you could get that much money for say racial slurs.
It was that lady with the baby right at playground or something?
Yeah.
I saw that white lady. She's
I'm gonna hit the park tomorrow then.
That's funny. Well, it goes to show what kind of people are there. There's all kinds of people out there.
Damn. Are working hard and we could just
You were all barely getting by.
yeah, I could just say some slurs to some minorities and get paid quick.
Yeah, dude. Dang, we're out here really putting that work in. We to barely scrape by.
Yeah, and I guess the last question that I want to ask again, because I did bring up that they're white. Why do you think that people like they gravitate towards white supremacist groups? Right? Because they're majority white, right? We understand that.
I could give you a lot of reasons.
Go ahead. Let's go us off the field.
Yeah, just list them off.
White is right.
Okay.
I mean, if they're getting rejected, apparently not.
But well, you know, they want them white, but they want that, you know, big black. What they call it? BBC. They want that BBC.
They want the BBC and a white guy?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a BBC if he's white.
Yeah, it's not.
A white boy with motion.
White boy with motion.
With motion.
Yeah. You know white boys with motion?
Like what kind of like money?
No, I mean kind of like money, kind of swag, you know, aura, you know. They can wrangle the girls even if they got no money. If they're broke, they got no money, but they can still wrangle girls, you know.
You gotta be extremely good looking.
I know one.
You know? Oh.
Yeah. My boy Will.
Oh.
That's a white boy with some motion right there. That's a white boy with a lot of motion.
White boy with motion. I think I would say James from our fantasy football league. Shout out to James. I would say he's a white boy with motion.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, James gonna walk him down?
Yeah, James gonna walk him
down.
Yeah, the champion in wrestling. He's doing good right now. #1 seed in the country.
I forgot what the question was.
Oh, the question was, why do they?
Yeah, I just heard white national. I was like, ooh.
So why do they gravitate towards white nationalism?
Who gravitates towards?
The incel community.
Just the incel community.
Yeah, and these white supremacists, because like the Walmart guy who shot up the place was white supremacist. The guy who shot.
It's probably because they
Christ
feel
Church.
that superiority and they resonate with the same feeling of superiority, but it just happens to be we're white. You know? Oh, if you're white and I'm white, maybe we're the same, you know.
That is an interesting question. Why? But it's also kind of like, what is your definition of them? Of white supremacy, of them being aligned with white supremacy, because that word gets thrown around a lot with the media. So it's like, is it a solid fact like that shooter was like really saying, oh, the white man is the superior race, or is it that they had certain beliefs that those people in that group believe too, and so, you know, the media lumps it all together? Like, it's kind of like, what's, you know, your definition of white supremacy?
Yeah, the majority of the shooters like who leave manifestos, like there's a great YouTube channel called Dire Trip. I love Dire Trip. Maybe I'll reach out to him, see if he wants to be on the show. Like Bloodspith was. Shout out to Bloodspith. But he makes a lot of videos, true crime videos, and a lot of them are about mass shooters. And almost every single one he does, and he's getting in trouble with YouTube, it always has some type of white supremacist manifesto they leave behind. Because he presents the entire story, nothing about white supremacy, and then as soon as you get to the manifesto, it's like all white supremacists, like,
So
Like,
they 100%
they
are
hate black people. They don't even like Trump because he doesn't go far enough with about his Jewish stuff and about helping the white man. And they think he's stupid, but they think he's better than the Democrat because at least he's getting immigrants out. Or they hate Latinos.
Wonder what they think when they said that Trump was the first Jewish president.
Oh, well, I mean, most of the guys are in prison, so a lot of them, actually, it's funny, they don't shoot themselves anymore. Now they're brave enough to just go to jail and join the Aryan Brotherhood, I guess, in the prisons.
The easiest.
The easiest way out, but...
Yeah, I always thought about that. If you're going to do something like that, why kill yourself? You know, why not continue, why be a martyr? Why not continue your... trying to build some type of influence and get people to believe in whatever it is that, you were fighting for in the first place. That's what happened to Hitler. The reason why Hitler came to power was because in the beginning he was basically, Hitler's story was that he was like a young boy that saw what was happening to his country and he got mad. He got into politics. He got a little bit more extreme and aggressive. He got arrested. He used his arrest to write to write the book, Mein Kampf, and then stuff like that in prison. And saying, this is what's happened in my country. I'm a patriot, basically, in his version. I'm a patriot for my country. Look at what they're doing to me, blah blah blah. And then when he got out and he ran, they were like, well, what about this book and the stuff he said in prison? And he was like, oh, that's nonsense. I don't really believe that. And then we know what happened down the line. But his story was basically what kind of happens to like these kids. Stuff happens in the neighborhood. Maybe they had a bad experience with a black guy. Maybe they see too many immigrants in the neighborhood that all on welfare, and then they try to get welfare, and then they're like, well, we can't help you because we're out of funds in the state. And then something like that ticks them off. They get more mad. They're around guns. They have no parents at home. They just get angry. They go online. They find other people like them, mostly white supremacist groups, and then stuff like that happens. It's very similar. Like, that's the only difference between like them and Hitler is that Hitler went into politics, and then he became the powerful figure and was able to do all that. They don't go into politics. They just hang around those, I don't even know what you call them, like militia groups, right?
Militia groups.
Yeah, militia groups, and then they go out there and then they go and they shoot. So it's like the same thing. They get, something happens in their life. It has a profound effect on them. They don't know how to take it. They blame. Then there's always something absent. Like I said, parents, school, whatever. Something. They fill it up with something online. They get radicalized, they have easy access to weapons, and then they go and they take it out.
Because it's so funny. There was even one of those black incels, and he was,
wow, really?
And he went to a little he went to this school where these little girls were having a Taylor Swift night, and he stabbed them, a bunch of them, and he was a white supremacist.
A black guy being a white supremacist?
Yeah, there's photos.
Have you heard of that guy who was actually close friends with like the Grand Wizard or something?
Oh, really?
Like the only black guy who was actually invited to all these like KKK meetings and shit.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, you saw that video. Yeah.
So what do you say about those kind of people that gravitate towards the white supremacist group? Did they have a bad encounter with other black people or something?
Well, that's what it seemed like. Like this guy in particular, because most of these guys, like the ones who are mass shooters, they don't hang out with militia groups, but they hang out on places like 4chan, the Shardies, like I mentioned last time, the Shardies, or I mentioned to you, the Shardies, and these other image boards, these off, like, clear web image boards, sometimes they're still on the clear web, and they're unmoderated, so they just accumulate this racial hatred of so many other people. The same thing happened with this black kid, and he knew another soon-to-be mass shooter who was a white girl. Mm-hmm. She was the one they thought was trans, but she wasn't. She was a white girl. She shot up her school too.
Oh, so really?
And she was
female mass shooters.
Yeah, we just we're
female representation.
Yeah,
right?
go queen.
Equality, right?
Yeah, so it's like the Nashville shooter was also trans. It was a trans woman.
Yeah.
So
trans woman as in
men too.
Yeah. They were born male at birth, and they transitioned to female. But this girl was a white supremacist. Not the Nashville. She was actually a left winger. Mm-hmm. But the black kid, talked about how much he hated the black people in his neighborhood, how terrible they were, how stupid they were.
Well, I hate Nemo.
That's basically what he
Uncle
talk about how much he wanted to kill himself because he was black. to do the world a favor.
Very long.
Oh yeah, reverse vitiligo.
I got the Michael Jackson.
That's
days.
crazy how
Yeah.
it comes to that sort of hatred to hate yourself so much. You
Yeah.
want to
And
kill yourself. That's insane. That definitely is the influence of a lot of the other people, telling them that he's probably like the wrong kind of person or something. And the algorithm itself, obviously, you search something up one time, it'll keep popping up more and more,
And it listens to you. That they have confirmed that they do listen. So certain words you say do,
trigger things.
Yeah.
yeah. The words they use like a better ad experience. That's the word they
have
use.
personalized ads.
Yeah, personalized experience.
So Veg's like, man, I want to stab somebody. Then he starts getting ads for knives.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like knives on Amazon, 20-piece set.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence once you're talking about something and you start seeing it. All over the place. It definitely isn't.
So it's Amazon is really to blame for mass shootings, is what I'm gonna say.
Amazon.
Google, it's all of it. I mean, I was just
The internet in general.
I was talking.
I think that overall the internet is the huge reason why the male loneliness epidemic, because it makes conversation without ever talking to people easy. But back then, in order to talk to somebody, you had to go outside. Now you can just, if you want to fight somebody, you go outside, you go to a bar, you start a bar fight. Now you just talk on the internet and you go back and forth.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
never meet the person you're criticizing or you're
it's
insulting.
like you meet people out of your own community, right?
Yeah.
People that you wouldn't meet before, like those members.
It's a very interesting dynamic that I think about because it might be because they've been rejected by other people, so the white supremacist ideology makes them feel like somebody actually accepts them, and maybe they don't always start off racist. For the most part, it seems like they're always slightly a little racist, and then they go on the internet.
It always turns into a race thing. It always does.
It starts off a little racist, and then they find sections on the internet of people who feel just like them but are unabashed about their racism, and it just develops worse. And they always have some kind of mental illness, like they always have bipolar, schizophrenia. They go, I've stopped taking the pills because they're trying to poison my mind.
I saw a lady on the bus one time, like this Asian woman.
Mm-hmm.
She had a tinfoil hat on her head, legit foil. Like
I've seen that.
People make jokes and stuff, but I saw it with my own eyes, and I've never seen that. She legit had a full-on hat made out of tinfoil.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, these people believe it, but those people are crazy, I'm sure. But I mean, nowadays you can't really figure out quickly what isn't real and what is, especially with like the development of AI and stuff. Things are just kind of blurring the lines in between all this other things.
When you posted that about the lady with the tinfoil hat, I saw her the next day on the bus. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's the lady with the tinfoil hat. I was like, she's a noticer, I guess.
Is that what we're calling it? They notice who's really in charge.
They know.
Yeah, or the truthers. That was the original name, the truthers.
The truthers?
Truthers, yeah. You just apply whatever topic and then truther. 9/11 truther. Holocaust truther.
That's conspiracies.
Yeah, otherwise known as bull. And now these are the people who, they become incels and they go shoot people up. But that's, so I guess overall, to close out this episode, what do you guys, you think it's going to continue? You think our politicians will ever, or do you think the government should do this? Do you think it's a society problem, or does it start, like one of your points was it starts at the home, it starts with your parents, teaching you right from wrong. I think we've all agreed at some point in time, it's got to be that the parents are going to be the ones that solve this problem. There's not going to be a government. There's not going to be like any guns or anything. It's really not going to be that because
the government don't give a shit. What do? Give out more guns. They don't care. I mean, you would think you're paying your taxes and stuff. You would think they would care a little.
Mm-hmm. But it's just whoever can give them more money. Sure, we can give them small dollar donations, but at the end of the day, it's a small dollar. And inflation, the next day, it's not going to be worth the same amount of money that some special interest group can give them, like the NRA.
Yeah.
To just dump like $100,000 one day to like, thank you.
Exactly.
I'm a member of the NRA.
Pretty sure you are. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. You got an A+ rating on the NRA.
But they have ratings in there?
Oh, they rate politicians. Remember, like people. One of the guys wore his pin because he got an F from the NRA. So
Oh, I heard that,
Yeah,
yeah.
he wore it proudly. and-
I like that they give you like a gift or whatever.
Did they give you bullets?
No, they can't do that. No, they give like bags or like a knife or whatever. That way it was
It's like
pretty cool.
the mortal enemies of the NRA are the ATF.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
it's like they're like the Bloods and Crips.
I like the blood.
Because like they're dicks. That's why they're like the HOA.
The housing authority. No, what is it? No, the homeowners association. Yeah, the homeowners association.
You can have no fun.
Those things suck.
Dude.
And it's all ran by usually old white people.
Yeah.
No motion.
No motion. No aura.
Yeah, no aura.
Just
man.
wealth.
No riz. Just money. That's
Just
it.
money. It's all they have. It's all they leave behind too. Their legacy is how much money they had. No real human
And
humanity
that's
behind
how,
it.
that's how they breed more of this incels.
Yeah.
Leave that much money behind.
Because when the
create
kids get
entitled
it, they get
kids.
entitled.
Yep.
Those kids use the money to buy
It's just
guns.
gonna be a cycle, man. It's gonna be a cycle. It's gonna keep going.
So I guess
Oh, yeah.
I guess the moral of this episode is just accept it.
Just
It's
accept
life.
it. Enjoy the
is what it
life.
is.
Kill or be killed. Duck or die.
It's
like-
that's the good.
It's like, hey, incels.
That's my message.
It's like, hey, incels, maybe you are the problem.
Maybe. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
maybe it's them and you are right.
Incels, I'm sorry, society is failing you.
Incels, I'm sorry you failed to adapt.
I'm
You
there,
guys were the guys that were left behind.
I'm there for you and I understand your pain. If you want to donate to me, I'll have my Cash App and other stuff on the bottom. He'll link it.
You can follow him on x.com and you can donate to his Give Send Go.
I will teach you how to be a man.
An alpha.
No Diddy.
There you go.
Yeah, that's one way to teach someone to be a man. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, definitely give that assert your dominance over them.
I'm gonna give him the Orlando Brown, the oosh wash, oosh wash.
The oosh wash, whoosh gosh.
Oosh wash, oosh wash, this is that.
That fool, it turns out he wasn't even crazy, huh?
No.
He was pretending to be crazy while outing everything.
Yeah.
He's like, I have to do this so I'm safe. They don't Charlie Kirk me.
Yeah, they don't tell you.
Yeah,
And he
it's
saved himself.
The ones that are really crazy don't end up getting killed.
Yeah,
They're not believed.
but they know within time all gonna come out.
Yeah.
It was true.
And there it is.
And he has his own chicken place now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
doing
we have a
good.
chicken restaurant, yeah.
Doing
He's
good.
out there dancing, doing like weird dances. Like,
Where do you open it at?
He's still on the crack.
and where we're from, Florida or whatever.
Orlando or some shit?
Yeah.
Because his name's
Orlando,
Orlando. He thinks from Orlando, Florida.
Wow.
He said Florida, I said Orlando.
Orlando,
I see a
Florida.
crazy
Don't
guy, I
make
just think
sense.
Florida. I have to
That's
think
probably
Florida.
true. That's fair. That's fair.
I was gonna say Memphis or some other black state, but I
was
just
saying
went to
New
Florida.
Orleans or something.
Yeah, Mobile, Alabama.
The whitest places out there.
No, Mobile, Alabama is like 92% black.
Oh.
Just Mobile.
Oh.
The rest of Alabama, no. But
Right
Mobile-
around it, it's all white.
Yeah, it's all lily white, but Mobile is like 92% black.
God.
Oh,
Yeah.
there.
All right, Nick. All right, Gypsy Crusader. Well, I hope that was a nutritious and fruitful discussion.
Yep.
I don't think so. I say we should just delete it and restart.
You know, I think we solved the male loneliness epidemic right here, right now. I think we did it.
I think we did. I think we brought
this
up a
is
lot
it.
of good points.
Handshakes all around. Firm
Hey.
handshakes. Hey, firm handshakes.
Hey,
There we
hey.
go. Yeah. Hey.
Jerk
Yeah,
each other
that's
off.
holding hands. Crossing. No, you with him and this one, and I.
Oh.
There you go.
There we go.
Handshakes all around.
Handshakes all around. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have the discussion with you guys. You know,
Yeah.
who else would I want to have it with? Except just because I know you guys are problem solvers. You know, I
Exactly.
understand you guys.
Should we celebrate with a
go
circle
beyond.
jerk?
I was gonna say a 3-way kiss.
Oh.
Oh, well, you guys can have that. You know, you guys are allowed to do whatever you want to be, you know, on this show. But I'll just, I'm gonna go hit the button and stop the recording when that happens. You know.
Yeah.
If you wanna-
Does that, wait, what do you say?
If you want to see us make out three-way, go to our Patreon.
Don't be a chum, man. $2. Come on, guys. Make sure you support. You want a lot better content than this? We can make a lot better content than this.
Donate to me on Sick Puppy Shadow, wherever I'm not banned, because I am banned in a couple places.
He's sad boy EJ on Instagram.
Yeah. I'm J_TOTV on Instagram.
I am Jeremiah Jordan, TUTV on Instagram. I'm glad you brought up the Patreon. It's now, I have to make an update because the New Year's coming.
Yes.
The lowest tier, I didn't do this. The lowest tier is now $3.
Damn
So,
companies.
It was $2 before. The lowest tier is $3 now. But I think everybody who came before is going to be grandfathered in. But now I last checked, it's now $3.
Okay.
Something we can do about that. I would keep it at $2. It used to be $1 when I first started using Patreon. Then it was $2. Now it's $3. So it's only $3 a month if you want to get these episodes 2 days in advance and uncensored.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you can support our ideas, making short films. Support more discussion panels like these if you guys like it. We can make more. We can make terrible short films based off of bad AI writings, like the last episode about AI. You know, I came up with another idea that I'm gonna tell you off camera, but I think it's gonna be a really good idea. I think you guys are gonna like it.
Okay.
We know that price is really going to affect our loyal 2 followers out there, but be great.
Thank you to Taylor Piedmonte and Dustin Wilford for subscribing.
Thank you guys so much.
Again, we appreciate the help. We appreciate your support, and can't wait to make the next episodes. Keep this going. So, guys, if you really like discussions like this, let us know in the comments down below. And if you want to support that idea, please like, share, and subscribe it, and share it with everybody you know if you think it's very important. So he's a real hater. See, he's starting off his 50 phase right now, his hater phase. So he's trying to start off strong. But
yeah, man, don't listen to this guy. Make sure you support us. We have a lot of better content coming through, and everything that we do here is for you guys, and we're only getting better.
Each like prevents me from making my manifesto.
Hey.
yeah, and if you want us to, let us know in the comments down below. We'll start a give, send, go ourselves. So
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if I end up in the news.
we'll have an in memoriam section right here.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna dedicate a whole video
I'm
to
gonna
you.
go out. I'm gonna continue my influence.
Well,
Okay. Turn into like the next Nick Fuentes.
yeah. That's not too late. It's not too late for me.
never too
I
late.
got some
Never
weird
too
ideas
late.
out there.
Everyone, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and until next time,
Yeah.
don't be a chump.
Don't be a chump. If you feel like this, make sure you seek help.
Yes, please do. If you're an incel,
Yeah.
Kill yourself.
well, that's one. Or you can, go to Bling Ling, I guess, in the face massage parlor and stop.
If no one loves you, Ling Ling will.
There we go. So
Remember, she always says, "You number one."
yeah, you're number one. You're number one for the time period you buy her
She'll
for.
take care of you for sure.
And she gives you a little water bottle at the end.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Man. That's cool. That's
Very
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody. I guess that's a good. Bye. I love the way we ended. I love that ending. That was great.